How are you doing today? Other than like audio, I had audio troubles and video troubles just before I got in the call with you actually too. So,
I'm good. I'm
mhm.
finally home from a lot of touring and finally getting to like work on stuff in my little studio setup, which you can't see because I'm pointed towards the back. But
I was, is that a studio or is that your house? I guess, right?
oh yeah, it's in my apartment, but it's like the office, and yeah, I have like a sweet desk set up now that is in front of me.
This
But
is cool.
yeah,
Yeah, you have a sick setup that is like there's a lava lamp in there. If you guys are tuning into YouTube or that, like there's a lava lamp. There's like little lights everywhere. Like you got a sick setup in your space, Clint.
thanks. Yeah, I've moved like every year, so um, every year like I'll maybe do a few YouTube videos and I have to figure out like the setup that I think looks good, and it's always crazy, and then I get it dialed in and then I move again. So see if I can stay here this year.
You think you're gonna be settled in for this year, or you think you're gonna hop
I
up
think
and move?
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Where are
Unless I
you
buy a house.
located now?
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. That's not. I've been to Philly once. I went last year actually. It's very. I love Philly. Like it was my first time actually in East Coast area. Love it to death. I honestly can move there compared to Central area because I'm now in Winnipeg. So literally it's just bloody cold right now. It's like snowing.
Mm.
It's a big snowstorm right now. So it's fun. But
So you were at the Vancouver show because that was the closest for you?
yeah, that was the closest
Okay.
for me. So
That's probably pretty far, right?
it was like a 2 hour flight, so it wasn't
Oh,
that
okay.
bad. So it's better than Toronto. So it is what it is. But
Damn, flying.
what was your favorite show of that tour, by the way?
The Bad Omens one?
Yeah,
Is that what?
or I
Yeah.
guess the air yeah, your air one.
Yeah. Tough. I mean, probably have to go with Vegas
Yeah.
because that was the biggest show. My brother lives in Vegas now, so my family came out, and you may have seen on
Dude,
Instagram, Al, our drummer of Erra, did the recorder,
how that came to
like this
be? That
mini
was
set.
so funny.
Him and our stage manager bought recorders like at the beginning of last year, I think, just randomly, and they were
Mhm.
like learning songs. And Al's really good at it. Actually, he just learns like any song.
Mhm.
So he just does it to entertain us. And one time, I mean, a few times, Bad Omens was on our bandwagon, and they were like, "Hey, you need to play for the show." But yeah, it actually happened. I'm kind of surprised it did.
It was so hilarious. I was sending it to so many of my friends like probably the last week. That week that you guys did that and I'm like this is hilarious. You guys should do like different instruments for each tour. So like maybe like a trombone for one, maybe a harmonica just each tour do something different.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely do it. Al is like pretty gifted with random instruments.
Nice. So
I
have
got one of those like Almatone things, or I forget what they're called. I'm
oh
not saying
wait,
that right.
from what is it? That Legend of Zelda game? Like that kind of thing? Or no?
Yeah, it's the thing that's like slidey, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I got one of those when I was in Japan, so I will give it to Al, and he can learn it.
Nice. Well, you guys are going to Japan like what is it, next month? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, are you excited about that?
Yeah, I'm always excited to go to Japan. Um, I'm pretty lucky. I've been there. This will be like my sixth time, maybe.
6?
I forget. Yeah, just because the other band I play with is
Mhm.
from Japan, so I end up there a lot. And
Sick.
I did some other Japan shows with bands prior to Erra as well.
Okay.
So
Oh, geez. Okay. Well,
yeah,
you guys are also doing Australia that I saw too. Like, you guys are going all over like next year.
yeah, I'm very excited to do Australia and
Mhm.
Japan. I'd say those are my two favorite places to tour besides
Yeah.
the U.S.
Oh, Jeez. Okay, what is a spot that you're looking forward to in like what city in like this I guess next year or this year?
Um, I mean, all the Australia ones are pretty sweet.
Hmm.
I'm excited to do like Osaka with Erra because
Hmm.
a lot of times we go to Japan, or I go to Japan and I'm only in Tokyo, so it's cool to be
Sick.
going to Osaka. It's been a while. Other than that, there's no other tours announced, so
Yeah.
so we'll see.
I,
But I always love U.S. tours.
mhm.
Europe, I did like 3 times last year, so I'm kind of good on that.
Yeah, you're
But
probably all burnt out from the Europe tours, I'm assuming, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd prefer other ones.
Is there any specific place that you really want to go to yet that you haven't, or have you been everywhere? No.
Blanking. I mean, it'd be cool to do New Zealand, I guess,
Ooh.
since we're always close to that in Australia.
Mhm.
Other than that, I feel like I've done most of. It would be cool to do South America.
I was
I'm
thinking
sure it's
you guys
crazy,
have
but I would like to do
you
that.
guys haven't done Brazil or anything like that yet?
No, I've
Oh.
never been to South America.
Mm.
Not many. Yeah, no South America, no Africa.
Oh, Africa would be cool.
Um, we did Southeast Asia this
Mm.
past year with the other band I was in,
Nice.
and that was sick.
Sick.
Did Russia before. That was like
Dang.
2020 though.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty lucky to have done most of them.
Yeah, you've
Oh,
been.
I'd like to do China too.
Oh, China. China.
Some
I've
parts
heard
of
a
China.
lot of good things from China. Well, even China, Thailand. What else? South Korea. South Korea I've heard is pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one. I think where else? Yeah, Mexico. Mexico is a pretty good one. A lot of people love Mexico.
yeah. I've never done that either.
Yeah, dude, you got a good list that you got going on already. So it's better
I
than me
know.
already. So
I wish. I wish like Spotify Wrapped. I wish that Google Maps had that for me, so it could
yeah,
just be like, here's all the stats.
what you did this year, basically the last like
Because
year or
I'm too
two.
lazy to. I counted all the shows and how many days I was gone this year, but other
Mhm.
than that, I was kind of too lazy to get the stats together.
That's
But
fair.
are you in a band as well, or you're just talking about traveling?
Traveling. Well, I'm not in a band. I do music on the side here and there, but just do photography and everything. So concerts, the odd like off show here and there. I've gotten contracted from a lot of actually bands this past like year for like LA, Toronto, even some Vancouver shows and that. So I get that's basically it for me. The plan for me going would love to get would be a tour, but
Nice.
we'll see. We'll see. A lot of people have told me this year, but it just depends how it lines up, right? So,
Yeah, yeah. It's weird how that stuff
mhm.
works out. Era
Yeah.
and
How'd you get
how that
into it?
happens.
Because you just started with Erra, right?
Pretty much. I want to say 2021 probably is when I
Mhm.
started. Um, basically, I've let's see. I'm trying to rewind here. I so there's producers, maybe an hour from me that their studio is called Atrium Audio, and
Mm,
they I became friends with them, and they work with a lot of bands. One of which is this band August Burns Red,
nice.
and then I started doing video work and getting better at that, and
Mhm.
ended up doing some video work for them, and got to know them, and they basically are the ones who plugged me into the Era opportunity.
Wow. Sick.
Specifically, their photographer Ray Duker. I'm not sure if you follow him.
Yeah, I got connected with him actually in Vancouver.
Oh,
Ray's
nice.
super nice. Probably
Yeah,
one of the nicer guys I've got to meet in the photography thing. But yeah.
yeah. So like when Era's old guitarist Sean
Mhm.
decided he was, I guess, leaving or whatever. They were on tour with August Burns Red. So then Ray was like, "Hey, you want to
Yeah.
play with this band?"
Mm.
I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds cool." Because I was just home. It was still like it was like COVID was wrapping up,
Right.
and I was ready to tour for sure. So
Dang, cool. And
yeah,
now,
it's just weird how stuff works out like that.
right? Like it just honestly, those little moments that it just pops up. It's just like, hey, do you want to go on tour, or are you playing with this band or something like this? Boom, and you're just there. So that kind of was like happened for you, basically, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. And I'm not like a, it's important to like network or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm like not that type of person. I would say I don't really
Hmm.
feel like I network. I'm very good at it, or like making connections or whatever, but there's been a lot of things that just happened naturally, which
Yeah.
is reassuring, I guess, to people that are not the super charismatic, like networking types.
Honestly, it's been like I feel like it's been harder in recent years to network with people. You think or no?
It's been easier for me because I've been
Hmm.
touring so much. I feel like
Yeah.
that's like the easiest way for me is like friends of friends, like being introduced by friends. So like all Erra's friends, and um, that's kind of how I meet people rather than me like cold hitting people up. Like I'm not very prone to doing that. It's not something I do. So
No.
I would say it's gotten easier, but I guess maybe people have been more closed off since
Since
COVID
COVID.
and not talking at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's hard. Like, well, not hard in a sense. Like if you know a friend and then it snowballs in effect. It's like a snowball effect. How'd you okay, so going back with the music thing, how'd you get into music in general, I guess, Clint then?
I started playing guitar when I was like 13.
Hmm.
Um, that's basically all I did from like 13 to 17. And I didn't go to school for music, or I went to college, but for business, and got like a 9 to 5 job. And
Yeah.
so it was more just like a hobby for me, but um, I wasn't happy doing the 9 to 5, and I knew I wanted to do music. So I
What was your
basically
9 to 5?
I worked in an IT department as a
Sick.
business analyst.
Okay.
So like just running projects for a company, and
Hmm.
I'm not very organized, so it's
You
not
you look
not the best
organized from
fit.
your background and everything. So,
I mean, with schedules and stuff, as far as making things look good, I guess I'm better at that. Um, but yeah, so thankfully, I ended up touring with a small band that was a client of the guys at Atrium I
mm,
mentioned. I interned with Atrium
sick.
as like an audio engineer person, and then
Mm,
started touring like 2017, like really small shows, and ended up quitting my job just because I had to pick one or the other.
yeah.
Just basically grinded for like a year or two, and then those same guys, Atrium Audio, they started Galactic Empire, which is the Star Wars band.
Yeah.
And initially, I was just like helping them, but
Mm,
then a slot opened up in that, and I started playing with them. And
sick.
they were doing pretty cool tours at the time. Um, and then we opened for Baby Metal, among other cool opportunities, which led to other opportunities,
Yeah.
and that basically kept me busy till COVID. Then and
COVID.
then Erra picked up after COVID, but the whole
Crazy.
time I basically just have always I can't really decide what I want to do between guitar, video stuff, and
Mhm.
music, like audio or songwriting and mixing. So I just kind of cycle between them. So when I get home from tour, like all I want to do is video, or all I want to do is
Mhm.
songwriting, depending on what
Nice.
phase I'm in. Which right
Yeah.
now I'm in full audio mode,
Ooh.
but I'm doing some video projects too, actually.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So how'd you get into video then?
I just started doing it.
Yeah.
I started with photography though. I should
Okay.
say that
Oh, you
I got
did.
like a GH4, maybe a G7, I forget, Panasonic camera, and
Okay.
started taking pictures on tour, and then
Mm.
I did video. Yeah, this is the reason I was trying to remember. I started
Mhm.
doing video because I wanted to market myself. Like I wanted to do guitar playthroughs,
Yeah.
and hopefully like link up with a band that I could play in or something.
Sick.
And I basically discovered that I enjoy doing video editing and shooting video. So
Mhm.
um, it's weird. I started doing that to promote myself, but then I ended up
Doing guitar
working
stuff.
for like, you know, August Burns Red or whatever at
Yeah.
the time. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just do this because it seems like a better opportunity than, you know, playing in some like really small band that isn't doing anything
Yeah.
worthwhile. And then in a roundabout way that got me back to touring. So
That's crazy. Like you
yeah, it's
want
kind of weird
you
how
yeah.
that stuff works out. Thankfully, they all interplay because um, I do worry about that sometimes, like not
Mhm.
being focused on, you know, if you're focused on one thing, you can generally achieve a lot more than someone who's constantly
Mhm. Go.
bouncing from thing to thing. But
Yeah. Do
at
you,
least they're kind of parallel. Or
yeah. Do you kind of like worry that one day that this will just all like fall apart one day? Or no, do you ever think about
like
that?
my career.
Yeah, like the career, like all the music stuff, video stuff, or anything like that, or no?
No, I'm not
No?
worried at all.
Okay. That's good.
Um, yeah, I mean, like I've thought about this. I think the only thing that could really fuck me over would be if like my both of my hands got smashed or something.
Well,
Like I
yeah.
had to like chop them off. So I should probably get like insurance on my hands or something. But
Yeah,
other than that, I'm feeling pretty good.
that's good. So you're moving, you're fine. So you're
Yeah, because
fine.
if I didn't tour at all,
Yeah.
it would be fine.
Oh
And
yeah.
if I didn't do video at all, it would be fine.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
um,
That's crazy.
unless like everything fails, I'm pretty good.
Nah, I think you'll be fine. You got a cool little path that you. So like with video, like how did you get like how did you just grow from that in a sense, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a progression of projects, but I
Yeah.
mean, um, really, it was just once again the guys at Atrium,
Hmm.
Grant McFarland and Carson. They were the ones who gave me that, or like referred me for the August Burns Red opportunity, which was the first thing was like a Zelda song playthrough
Oh,
with
sick.
Dustin, their guitarist, did a Zelda cover. So he wanted to do a playthrough for that, and they referred me for that, and that was kind of like the first,
Hmm.
I would say, like actual video client I had.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, I took it because it just seemed it's like the best opportunity at the time, and it's pretty much just word of mouth, I would
Yeah,
say.
that's fair.
After that, like it just kind of, I did a lot of work for August Burns Red, and I think that kind of translated to other bands
Mhm.
of like that size, pretty much. So like
That's-
the, I guess, larger metalcore bands of 2021 ish.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
so kind of in a sense now with like TikTok and AI and everything, it's shaped probably like video stuff like crazy now, right? You think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say more so TikTok, like just like what gets attention. Basically, like
Hmm.
everyone's shifting their marketing strategy, which like I just remember there was a time when I first got into video. I feel like there was a trend in these like YouTube guys that wanted that it was like you're trying to make like the most cinematic like edits of stuff. Like I don't know if you know like Peter McKinnon
Oh,
or
I know
like
Peter.
yeah,
Yeah.
all those like channels like him. That
Hmm.
was kind of what was big when I started doing video, and I was learning a lot from them.
Nice.
And I think now it's like totally different. It's like no one really cares about like super cinematic video, I would say, on like the day to day. It's more like cell phone, like iPhone quality videos are what like perform better. So I'd say that affects like TikTok's definitely affecting like everything.
Yeah.
But is AI is interesting too. I mean, it's like totally. I mean, as far as like album art goes, or like things like that, like, yeah, that's totally um,
Hmm.
like totally shifting how that is all being done. I don't
Yeah.
think it's there yet for video, but um,
Well, it's
probably only a matter
starting
of time.
to. I know a couple of my friends that use like AI stuff with like After Effects and like Adobe Premiere and everything. Like a lot of there's a couple things that you can mess around with AI, that kind of stuff, I think, but not like crazy. Well, even audio engineering wise, like I was in the studio with a band and everything. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna put AI into this to try to make it better." I'm like, "This is crazy now."
Yeah, no, I'm
Hmm.
honestly all for it. It's all just about learning the tools as they come out. Like, I'm so excuse me, I'm so stoked about in the audio, like mixing. I just this past Black Friday I got like all the new like AI plugin, like Soothe and like
Oh,
some Ozone ones, and they
yeah,
basically just do the work for you.
nice.
Not totally, but it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, it cleans it
So
up a
that's
bit.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's
nice.
kind of how I try to feel about everything, like video and photo. I mean, I'm already doing it with photo. Like I've used the well, I don't really do that much photo work, but I'm just using like the Photoshop like AI tools is pretty
Yeah.
sweet already.
Hmm.
And like I said, the video stuff, I've checked it out, like the stable diffusion stuff and whatnot. But at the moment, I feel like it just looks like an effect
Yeah.
that's like pretty obvious. Kind of
Yeah.
like how when Mid Journey first came out, and it was pretty obvious.
Oh,
Like, oh
right.
yeah, that's Mid Journey. Whereas now, I feel like it's progressed so far that it's no longer obvious.
Hmm.
So maybe that'll happen in video like
Yeah.
in a few years. Oh yeah, the other cool thing about AI with video is there's motion capture tools
Yeah, I forgot about
that
that.
you can do with your
Forgot
iPhone,
about that.
which is ridiculous.
Which is cool.
I'm here for that because the motion capture suits are pretty expensive or were pretty expensive,
Mhm.
and yeah, it just you couldn't do it before.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't mess. Well, I've messed with a little bit of the AI stuff, but it's nothing like it works well. But with the photo stuff, of course, I do photo stuff as well too. But and Lightroom's AI stuff is insane right now. Like I've been using a lot of the denoising, and then they added like a
Mm,
motion blur kind of thing that you do now.
cool.
So literally pick up on that. Like it's so much. It works well if you have a beefy computer. It works well.
That's sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't touched Lightroom in ages. I don't I find photography pretty hard
Really?
to be honest. Yeah, I mean it's
Eh.
just like I feel like you could take an okay video clip
Hmm.
and make it into something impressive, but
Hmm.
I don't know about that for photo. I feel like
No,
it's a little more unforgiving.
it's so weird because
Um,
I think the opposite as you because which is funny because I grew up with like, of course, YouTube and everything, filming and everything. I'm like, oh, this is easy. Picking up a camera, recording, making videos on YouTube and everything. But now it's like I've shifted backwards where I'm like, oh, photo's easy, but picking up a camera is harder for recording video for like a show or something like that, like or
mm,
like a client thing. But
yeah, I guess there's aspects that are more difficult with video
yeah, I
than
guess.
photo, especially live. I feel like live footage can be tricky.
It depends on the setting, I would think, right? Because like did you think I think like any type of outdoor kind of settings are better, I think.
Any kind of what? Sorry.
Like outdoor festivals or outdoor shows or something like that, I feel
Oh,
like it's better.
yeah. I would say unless it's like that like harsh direct sunlight,
Yeah.
that can be tough. If it's like on the people, but yeah, I mean like an overcast day, it's like
Hmm.
that's nice. Or sunset or whatever. But yeah, I'm like kind of out of the loop with shooting. To be honest, I shot footage to do an edit for Baby Metal while I was on that Bad Omen tour, and I think
Oh,
that was the first time I've actually shot a concert like for video in so long.
oh
Like
wow.
I don't particularly enjoy doing it.
Really?
Um, I don't know. I much rather have like I did this one Motionless in White video where
Mm.
I like a recap where Bryce, his name's Bryce Hall. He's a very
Oh yeah,
good
Bryce.
photographer and video guy, and he just sent me a bunch of footage, and it looks sick. And like,
Nice.
that's I would much rather just
You're just the
take
person that
someone's
likes to
awesome
edit.
footage
Okay.
and edit it than have to like get it myself.
Nice.
But it's cool doing it yourself because you can, if you know what you need, then you can get exactly what you want. So.
And how you vision it, right? Because you got all
Mm-hmm.
this footage and you're like, oh, I know what to go about with this, how to envision this, how to do these edits and everything, how to put these together and everything. I get that. That
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it definitely it's pretty crucial for
Mhm.
like if you want to do like a special effect shot or something, or
Yeah.
like something where there's like a crazy transition. Like a lot of times, it's like it's pretty hard to do that if you don't have the footage you need for it or
Hmm.
the shot.
Sick. What's
Yeah.
fun? What's some key stuff that you didn't know when you first started, I guess, video, but now you're like, oh, this is easy.
Oh. Um. Hmm. I guess like I don't know. I've developed kind of like a workflow, at least. I'm trying to think of when I first started. I would say I just remember having trouble with my computer. It wouldn't play back smooth, and I was getting like so annoyed. You know, it's hard to get like in a creative state when your computer's not playing stuff back. So I guess
Hmm.
just learning like, okay, you can do this in Premiere. You don't have to shoot 4K. I mean, I do now, but and you can make the proxies and edit stuff with that, or you could do like the whatever it's called, multicam edit.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty useful for like guitar playthroughs or music videos where you're doing it to like where it's like full takes to a song. That's like you can just shred through one of those if you do multicam editing.
Nice.
And I've kind of bounced around. I guess another thing would be like I've bounced around different like color grading techniques, and
Mm.
now I like barely do anything now. Like I tried to learn like everything, and now I just like throw a LUT on stuff usually, um, which I think kind of comes to with like knowing if the footage is exposed correctly or
Oh.
like exposing correctly. Like I feel like I can look at footage now and know if it's too dark or too bright or not quite right. So like um, when I have like a million clips and I'm going to do an edit, like I'm scrubbing through and I'm
Yeah.
like, I can just find when stuff looks good already. And then I just
Mm.
throw a LUT on it and it already looks fine
Yeah.
if it's a good LUT. So
Hmm.
I would say those are like, I've just gotten a lot quicker at everything, I would say.
Yeah. That's good. That's the main thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I got into, well, last year I wanted to try get into more video work and I did tons and stuff. I got to do a lot of art, like a few artists in Los Angeles. I got contracted out to do some video stuff as well as Toronto for a UK band, which was kind of cool. So a lot of video stuff last year and absolutely like started to get the handle of the camera a lot more with stabilization and working with the different edit styles and everything, transitions and different features that I could do with editing on the computer wise. And it once you get a handle of it, it's very fun. I absolutely love it.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when I do a video project, or at least like a recap, like where I'm editing footage from a show or something like that, I feel like the initial editing process where I'm like putting like sequencing the clips in the Premiere timeline is like definitely the most painful part.
Yeah.
Like it's never enjoyable to me like at all. So
Hmm.
it's like I just want to get through it. That's like the hard work, and then once I can take that stuff
You
and
condense it down.
transfer it to After Effects,
Yeah.
then it's like that's when it starts to become exciting. Because I don't know how much you've messed with After Effects, but the playback is pretty slow. It does like a ramp preview or whatever, so it's just like impossible to do
Yeah.
like a fast like accurately edit.
Hmm.
So that's why I do that in Premiere. But
Yeah.
the whole time I'm watching the edit back in Premiere, it's like, this looks like crap. Like, because
Yeah.
I don't want it, it's like not stabilized. And
I've noticed that for both, even Premiere and After Effects. Just the preview just never works out always for me. I don't know.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Huh.
strange,
My,
but
yeah, I think for me, After Effects is like a way more solid application. Like, I
mhm.
have way less problems with it than Premiere.
Hmm.
But generally speaking, I mean, I guess I have pretty good computers now. The playback is pretty much always instant with
Nice.
Premiere, so that's good.
Cool. Have you worked with DaVinci? A lot of people have been recommending me to get into DaVinci now.
No, I haven't.
Hmm.
I know that's like the color grading one,
Mhm.
and I've watched videos on that. It looks pretty crazy. I know you can get it for free, but I think it's like bottlenecked or something.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, the performance on the free version is, there's something about it that's it like doesn't use all your computer. It's like not optimized fully,
Oh,
so it just
yikes.
doesn't perform well. But it's cool to try, I
Mhm.
guess, to have a free trial of it. But yeah,
Hmm.
I haven't really done that at all. I know a lot of guys, like guys that are touring content guys, will use Final Cut.
Oh, yeah.
It's very quick, supposedly, and I think it's like not only in that the Mac, like the MacBooks are so awesome now, and they're
Mhm.
also so optimized for that software that it just like, I feel like you just get so much performance out of that. But then also there's like some tools that basically like speed ramping. It's just way easier, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
in Final Cut from what I've seen than it would be in like Premiere.
Yeah.
Um, so there's things like that it just like is a perfect tool for
Hmm.
a content guy. Yeah, I had a new MacBook Pro earlier this year. I bought it was actually it was a M1 Max,
Hmm.
but I was really impressed with it, and I only got rid of it because I wanted to do more 3D work. So I
Yeah.
got a pretty beast
Nice.
PC laptop just for the rendering.
Yeah. I still have,
Yeah.
what is it, the 2015 MacBook. I need to get rid of it though. But I need to upgrade. I'm trying to find a used with the only new ones. I don't want to get the, what is it? Any of the newer ones. I want to get a 2021 MacBook though with the M1 with the SD card in there because that's the last one
Hmm.
that has the SD card slot.
Oh,
Because all the other ones don't. They got rid of it.
really?
Yeah. So all the new ones, the only version of the MacBook that has an SD card slot now is the M1
M1.
2021. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the one I got was the M1
Oh
Max,
yeah.
whatever, and it was so nice. Like,
Hmm.
um, I forget what I had before that, maybe a 2018, but
Hmm.
the jump from that to the M1 Max
Yeah.
performance was like crazy,
Mm.
and it was just a great machine. It's honestly like it's better in like so many ways to the laptop that I have now, but there's like a few reasons why my laptop is better for me at the moment, so I'm sticking
Nice.
with it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll go back into Era stuff. Like, I guess you guys did do like a highlight thing. Like, did you work on that highlight thing or was that
Highlight
um
thing.
highlight thing that you guys just posted on like was it a month ago or so? Like in
I don't
December.
think I worked on it
You
because
didn't
I
work
would
on
probably
that?
remember it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it could have been Rob,
I
our
think it was Rob,
media guy.
probably.
I'll look it up.
But you guys are, it says that you guys are working on a new record. Any details that you could share on that or no?
Um, I mean, it's done.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I guess I can't share
That's fine.
anything else about it, but yeah, Pale Iris. That was like our new single,
Hmm.
and we're basically just gearing up for
Sick. Tour.
the year
Yeah,
with our
tour.
new record.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there'll be more about it not too long from now.
Yeah. How long was the
Yeah.
like the recording process with it? Like, did you guys just record this on during tour this last year, or did you guys go in the studio?
Um, trying to think of the official process.
Mhm.
Probably a few months, I would
Okay.
say. If it is like the first record I've been a part of too, so
Yeah. Are you
we'll
excited
see it.
about that? Because it's like, yo, it's your first record cycle with the guys and everything.
I'm definitely excited to play the songs.
Mhm.
I feel like we've been playing a similar set list for since I've joined,
Yeah.
so I'm definitely tired of those songs.
I
I
assume
mean,
so.
they're great, but and it's fun, but
What?
it's I think the new record's gonna translate better live, be
Oh,
more
good.
fun to play, and
Oh,
just slap a
nice.
little harder.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice that you ever gotten, Clint, for music?
Um. Hmm. I don't know. Best piece of advice.
Yeah. From any of your music
Um.
friends or anybody in the industry that you've gotten to know with, what was the best piece of advice that they've given you that you want to share to the people?
Hmm. It's tough to pick just one piece.
You can pick multiple if you want.
I guess like I think it's less like advice that I got and more what I've noticed is just trying to be like basically genuine and
Hmm.
honest with everything I do and not try to take shortcuts, I guess I'll say, just
Yeah.
because I mean like you say you get like a opportunity where you might work for like a big band or like there's like some like thing that seems like it could happen but
Hmm.
or it might happen for you
Hmm.
and you basically you have an agenda then and you're trying to like maybe like use other people to get there or something like that. Like I feel like um I just try to avoid that because it's I'm not explaining myself well, but the I feel like there's like an urgency,
Oh,
especially when you're starting, or at least for me. And I still have this where I feel like I need to catch up, or like I'm not as far along as I should be.
yeah.
So I want to like I'm like impatient, basically. Like I want success now,
I'm
and I
like
want
that all the time, man. Like no joke. I'm with you. It's
yeah.
a struggle.
It's basically like oh well, this is like my one opportunity to like get this or like make this happen or whatever. And I think the more like I'm just realizing this now that I basically so I quit my job to tour in like 2017. So it's been like 5 or 6 years about.
Yeah.
And now that I've toured professionally for like maybe 2 or 3 years out of those five, I'm noticing that it's not so like it's a smaller circle than you think. Like
Oh,
it's
really?
very very much a small world, the music industry, even though it seems not like that. And if you're always kind of like going into every conversation with someone or interaction with like an agenda, like I need to do this, it's pretty obvious.
Oh,
And
okay.
even though, um, I'd say, even though historically, like, like it's like my brain still goes there where like I'm like, all right, how can I get what I want? It's like now I'm noticing that it's not so much all right, this is my one shot. It's like you'll get so many shots at doing what you want usually. Like you'll probably see the person you think that you're only seeing like at this show this weekend, you're probably going to see them another few times like in the
Yeah.
next few years. So
Hmm.
I think that kind of goes with like networking too. I try
Hmm.
not to um like bombard someone like that maybe I'm just meeting with like hey, by the way, like we should collaborate or you
Yeah.
should let me do a video for you. Like
Yeah.
what I want, it's like I try to like I feel like it's better to play the long game and just be like a normal person and just um think about from the other person's perspective and
Yeah.
um just try to be pleasant and professional or whatever. And
Be
then
genuine. That's the main thing I've gotten from a lot of people. Like if you got to be genuine in this industry. If you don't, then people are going to see through you, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's basically what I've been trying, like in the past 5 minutes of me explaining. That's basically what it is. It's just like
You're good.
try to just try to care about other people
Mm,
genuinely, and not be so hasty about
that's a good one.
trying to advance the whatever you want, your career or whatever. Just try to enjoy people,
Yeah.
and then stuff just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Opportunities and that you did not see coming, and a lot of times it isn't what you'd expect it from. Like
Hmm.
the thing with Erra and Ray. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if I was an asshole to Ray, he probably wouldn't have recommended me. So,
Damn. Damn. Okay. I feel that. I get you. I get you. Okay.
yeah.
What do you want the people to know about you, Clint? Like what do you got going on? Shout out anything that you want the people to know about you.
Um. Well, I'm definitely thinking about doing a Patreon where
Hmm.
I do video edit breakdowns,
Oh. I'll be sick.
because I have so many now. Like, or I just have a lot of work that I could unpack if people are interested. So I might do that along with other stuff. Basically, I miss teaching. I had a YouTube channel where I did like tutorials on guitar
Oh
and
yeah.
then video and stuff, and I really enjoy sharing like what I know, or
Hmm.
making those videos, or just like getting feedback from people that like, oh, this helped me or whatever. So
Kind of like a
I
master
miss,
class, right? In a sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I miss that, but I feel like I kind of fell out of love with it with YouTube, because the algorithm is like kind of dependent on like there's a game to play with, like getting actual eyes on your video.
Yeah.
Um, so I would, spend all this time making this video, and obviously you're not really making money from YouTube videos, and putting all this work in, and then not even like I have 70,000 subscribers
Yeah.
probably, and like I would get like a few hundred views just because
Hmm.
like I was inconsistent about
Dang.
uploading or whatever the
Yeah.
algorithm killers are. So
Hmm.
I think Patreon is a good solution for that for me, because I can
Hmm.
still have that outlet, but I don't have to care about like views or like whatever other metric, because I know there's people who signed up who are interested or enjoying
Yeah.
it, and there is like money with that as well,
Yeah.
obviously. And so I think
Hmm.
that is a new thing I'll be doing this year, and maybe it'll help me finish projects, because um,
Yeah.
I always finish client projects like videos for people, but
Hmm.
personal projects, it's, as you know, I'm sure it's a little harder to have a strict deadline for yourself,
Oh,
when like
totally.
really there's no real consequence like there is if you don't do a client video or
Yeah.
something. So
Yeah. I think
yeah.
even like you could I've told this to so many people in the actually lately, get into YouTube shorts because like YouTube shorts is insane right now. The amounts of views that you could get. It's a decent amount of money that you can get back that I've heard. Like I've gone on my other like content creation channel that I have. It's about 9K right now. And it's with what did I get? I got a video that trended and it was like 9 million and I got like well, I guess the money wise back was not the greatest, but it was like $100. So you can get
Nice.
money, but it's just not going to be the greatest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
But you get
I
people to see
definitely,
it. So,
yeah, I definitely want to do like I want to do some TikTok stuff if I do more guitar content, because
yeah.
the truth is I don't actually enjoy making like I don't enjoy filming myself playing guitar and like recording.
Oh, really?
Like I just enjoy playing guitar.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's I just end up doing that, or
Well,
recording
even
or
just set
whatever.
up a camera and then just film the day of you just playing. That's all you have to
Yeah,
do
that's
then.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just uh I need to do it. That's why I don't do it as much, because I just get annoyed. I'm like, all right, this is not fun anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like it's crazy, like the TikTok like algorithm or whatever, and how many eyes you can get on stuff. So it's
TikTok
pretty
I can
cool.
never get. TikTok I've tried so much, man. Like the past like I don't know 5 years since COVID. Can't I just can't get it. Don't get it. But YouTube Shorts works. Reels work, but TikTok is just a spur of the moment. You might get it.
I did like two. I made like if you look on my TikTok, I have like
Yeah.
3 videos from
Hmm.
like since from now to like 2019. Like I haven't posted anything barely, but one was just like a Skyrim. I played like a Skyrim song, and it
Nice.
it got, I mean, a lot for my 50 followers or whatever. So I was like, all right, this is
Okay.
interesting.
That's pretty good.
But I think it's cool that, I don't know. I feel like any niche like topic or kind of person can just become this huge, like it can just blow up. And
Hmm.
like if people sense that it's like like if it's genuinely
Yeah.
like funny or good or whatever, it just takes off. And I think that's cool. It's
Hmm.
not like, it seems less controlled than other outlets are. So
Yeah.
I like that.
That's fair.
I like that random
Nice.
stuff can just take off.
Cool. Yeah. I just go on I just scroll on TikTok for hours and hours on end and I'm like, oh, let's see what's today. What do we got for today?
That's the thing. I don't really use it that much. So my algorithm is like, I barely use it actually. So
Mm-hmm.
my algorithm is not dialed in,
That's fair. That's good.
unfortunately.
That's good. You're not in the downward spiral of us watching TikToks for hours and hours on end. So you're fine. You're in the safe spot right now.
Yeah, it is probably a good thing.
Yeah.